What's going on, mid-market family? In today's video, I'm going to bring you guys a penny stock that has a potential upcoming merger with the equity valuation between $200 to $300 million. This is a play that just recently did a reverse split. And according to my sources, which I will share with you in today's video, this play doesn't have any dilution that they can currently do right now with the filings that they have in place. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm not going to waste your time, guys. Just remember to drop a like. That's all I asked for. And then we're going to talk about ticker IBG sitting at 2.82 in pre-market trading, and 2.39 was its recent close. So I did notice in pre-market trading there was slight volume going on here. You can see here there's 136K volume, which isn't a lot of volume, obviously, compared to, you know, the biggest movers out here right now. Like MSS, this thing is ripping 500% with huge volume, but there is that potential for IBG to potentially get big volume based on the recent news and the upcoming potential news that they recently PR'd on that I'm going to discuss in today's video. So this is ticker IBG. IBG right now is sitting at a $5.3 million market cap, and the float is 930,000. The outstanding share count is 1.86 million. The outstanding share count is how many shares are out there overall, and the float, that 930,000, is how many shares are available to trade. So, you know, there's some insiders that hold some, which is bring the float down a little bit more, which is just something to point out there. If we take a look here, they haven't done any dilution. The outstanding share count did tick up slightly recently, but nothing really notable. And they have 5.1 million cash. They don't need to raise. They don't need to, doesn't mean they won't in the future. I mean, you know, most penny stocks do. But in the short term here, and in the medium term, it seems as if IBG does not have the ability to dilute. You can see we checked IBG filings. We checked IBG, and it does not have any relevant dilution filings, though might be coming soon. But right now, they currently do not. They have a $1.85 estimated net cash per share, and they have had some price action recently based on the recent news that they have put out. So we can see here that Innovation Beverage Group, IBG, enters into letter of intent for potential merger with Block Fuel Energy, okay? So basically, Block Fuel Energy is engaging in combining oil and gas exploration with state-of-the-art power generation to power Bitcoin mining operations and high-performance data centers in North America. And data center-related plays have been really, really hot. If we take a look at one that I can think of off the top of my head here, I believe NUAI is involved in data centers. I could be wrong on that. There was one that was running really big recently that was involved in data centers. This one is called Data Vault. I'm not 100% sure if it is data centers, but this one has ran quite a bit recently. But, you know, overall data center plays have been hot, you know, in the small caps market and the large cap market, guys. They have continued to be hot. And a lot of stocks that involve, you know, crypto or Bitcoin or anything like that have been hot. You had MSS drop 70 million private placement news to launch a WorldCoin digital asset. You know, it's a whole totally different situation, but it is a crypto-related PR there that did end up, you know, causing that one to run massively, okay? So it does say potential merger with Block Fuel Energy. Doesn't mean they're guaranteed to complete it, but could it run before, you know, they update us on the merger? It's possible based on the chart and based on if volume does come in or not, and based on if this does get eyes again or the algos come after it once again, okay? So this letter of intent outlines IBG's acquisition of Block Fuel through a transaction structured as a reverse triangular merger. Mergers can be very hot within the small cap market. As you guys know, you know, they can cause stocks to rip massively. So if they do end up updating on this merger sometime down the line, I'm not saying it's guaranteed. You know, you got to do your own research at the end of the day, guys. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any of these stocks. I'm bringing you guys interesting ideas. That's what I'm doing here. But this one is interesting. If they do update on this merger anytime down the line, you know, you could see something like IBG get a pop off of that. And you can see that based on independent fairness they have the post-transaction combined company resulting from the IBG and BFE is expected to have an equity valuation range of approximately $220 to $343 million. And you can go through this as shareholders of IBG will own 10% of the combined company. And that's an equity value for IBG in the range of 22 to 34.3 million compared to a pre-transaction valuation of 2.9 to 6.3 million dollars. And you can see the CEO of IBG talking about this, and you can see this is potentially something they're looking at, joining forces, combining companies for that, power that Bitcoin mining operation there. Okay. If you take a look at the short interest, not too much. It's a 6.4% short interest. When it comes to, and there's no shares available to borrow, that was updated September 26. I don't know if this is fully updated, but the cost to borrow 190%. So very interesting situation here, guys. The short interest lately on, all these platforms has been hard to trust. So it's not really, going to matter too much in this situation, especially knowing that right now they don't have that ability to dilute according to Dilution Tracker, which is good to know. And IBG is something that is a play that has had a history of running in the past year. So I think on no news, or maybe they dropped news after it ran or like during the run, but had a 300% pop back there. It had a nice, 182% pop back there. And it had the pop on the news recently as well when they ended up dropping that PR talking about their potential intent to, merge here. And they did just hit the market in 2024, so it's a fairly new stock. It's fairly clean setup here. And, they have, potential upcoming merger news. So this is a play here that I'm looking at for sure for a potential another pop here. What I'm looking at here is, there's support at $1.83 and $1.53. So the overall stop loss for this one, depending on your entry, it's going to have to be, I would look at this support level back here, where I bounced previously way back here before a huge run. So I would look at 218 as a potential, putting a stop under there. So I would call it $2 where that would be my potential stop loss on ticker IBG. And, I would like to see it bounce there and then go on another nice rip here in the near future. That'd be very nice to see at a ticker IBG with this upcoming merger. And, there's a lot of good things here going for IBG with the no dilution thing. The cash is solid and the upcoming merger and the float. They just did a reverse split, so there's no, risk of another reverse split or anything like that. The float's low. The market cap is pretty low. And, they have $5 million in cash on hand, which is literally their market cap right now with an upcoming merger. So that's really what I'm looking at for this one, guys. If you do want to hop in the private Discord to get some ideas here, there was DWTX. We had this at 8. I think it hit 11-ish, so it was about a 30% pop on that one. I'm going to be sharing ideas in there. If you do want to hop in the private Discord, there's a link, Patreon link down below. Get in there right now, guys. I'll see you in the Discord. Peace.